you really got me watching you get the moves together to say this what you are. That's crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Public Property. I am your host, Monroe Martin. Yo, today we are making some changes. We're going into the new year. Shiny as fuck. You see this thing? This is the public property title. This is what you get when you are deemed public property. And when I say get, I mean touch. You get to rub it. You get to touch it. You get to take a picture with it. You get to give your promo. You get to cut your promo to your childhood self because you earned this moment. This is what happens when your childhood is terrible. You become the champ. All right? So I wanted to throw this in here. Just give people something to work towards, all right? Also, that shit is heavy. Also, I got Yamaneika Saunders on this episode. If you don't know who Yam is, then you live under a rock. You're probably a refugee from one of them countries. I don't even know. There's so many refugees right now. Maybe not. In New York, there are so many goddamn refugees. I'm like, goddamn. So I don't even know. But if you don't know who Yam is, you don't watch comedy. You're not paying attention. All right? She's been on Comedy Central. She's been on Inside Amy Schumer. She got Emmys. I think so. Or she's been on Emmy-winning shows. She got awards. Yam been doing her thing since she's been doing her thing. And she took the time out today to come and let me kick her ass in Mortal Kombat. We tried a different game, but, it wasn't syncing up. But luckily for me, I just get to watch her while we were playing Mortal Kombat. Just oof. I really got some practice in it. Then she caught on that I was using her for practice. But anyway, we covered a lot of topics, man. And I can't wait for you to hear this episode. And I can't jump straight into this episode because you know what I need you to do before we even get into this episode. I need you to make a comment. I need you to share this episode. I need you to, what else I need you to join my Patreon. It's only $5 right now. If you can't join the Patreon, you can get some merch. Look at this. I got this nice hoodie right here, public property merch. This is embroidered. This ain't going nowhere. You can watch this thing like 80,000 times. These threads ain't going nowhere. And it's vibrant. It's worth it. It's warm right now. And it's black. I watched it a couple times. It's still black. It didn't fade yet. So I don't know what you're waiting for. All right? Should I get into this episode now? Yeah, wait, no, I got 3 more things that I want to tell you. So my dog is sitting. No, fuck it. Let's get into this episode. Let's do it. Yum! Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for coming on again. This is the second time doing the podcast, but this is the first time you're doing this podcast. Where's your mom married?
Go back.
Where's your mom and dad married? Woo!
Not anything that my grandparents considered official.
Okay. Oh, you died already. All right, hold on. I'm gonna die too.
Okay,
So, but was your dad in your life? Oh, you died first.
I thought it was. Yeah,
Where
my dad was. How do I know where my health is?
Because when you only can take 3 hits. So where it says HP, that's health. Yo, thank you so much for watching the podcast. Please make sure that you follow me on all your socials. Anyone that you see Monroe or Public Property pop up on, follow it, interact with it. I'll interact back. Once again, make sure that you like, share, subscribe. What else? Leave a comment. Join that Patreon. Make sure you join that Patreon. Right now, it's only $5 a month. All right, you get unreleased content. You're gonna get a wave of things. We're working on it. So make sure you join that Patreon. And also make sure you get some merch, yo. Get yourself a sweatshirt. Just look at this. This is a nice, I didn't even pull the hood up. You know what's weird? I don't wear hoods up on my hoodies because I don't know. I guess it's because I'm black. But this is a good hoodie. Look at this. This is a good hoodie right here. Get you sleeping. If you don't get later, this sells itself. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you for watching. Points. And if you get hit 3 times, you're done. And you don't got to shoot everything. You just got to shoot the stuff in your way. The things that you think may hit you. If you don't think it's going to hit you, don't touch it. You get what I'm saying?
This is. I hate this game. Oh shit!
Shit!
Come on,
dude. We died together. We died at the same time. I think I died first. So your dad was in your life. Your father was around.
He was around-ish. You know.
Oh.
Doing what niggas do. You know. But my
I
dad's
mean,
in a really good place now.
Okay.
Yeah. My parents were young. You know.
Man.
They were like, my mom was 21 when she had me. My dad was 23. So, you know, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Y'all were young. So you weren't you don't think you were a love baby? You think you was like a hookup backseat baby?
Oh, no.
Like I'm definitely am.
No, my parents,
they loved each other?
I've told this story numerous times. But yeah, my father went to find my mother. Yeah.
But were you born already?
No.
So he was probably like, yo, I gotta, how often, like, did your dad go in depth with it? Was it like the love of his life or the best sex he's ever had? And he was like, I gotta lock that down.
About their sex life like that. But I did ask my dad if he ever loved my mom. And he said
yes.
He said he definitely loved my mom. And he was hurt by the breakup. I think you know, I think both my parents are very private, so it's hard for me to share a lot of things. But my parents had a great love story, and from it I was born, which I think is what, you know, was needed. And thank God.
So no, thank God, because you fucking Yamaneika, like I said earlier. So tell me how your mom got you into comedy.
So my mother was taking classes with Judy Carter. And
why do I know that name?
Because she wrote a comedy book.
The comedy Bible lady. That's cool. So what did she say what sparked that thought? What sparked the thought of her going, my daughter should do this?
Well, because she was taking the class, and then she liked the class with Judy, and Judy was great, but Judy taught the class out of her house, and she had dogs. My mother doesn't really do dogs. So she looked for another class. She found a class at the Comedy Store taught by Sandy Shore, Pauly Shore's sister. Daughter of
Is she a comic?
Sandy Shore. She taught comedy. I believe she was a comedian, but I knew her to be more focused on teaching the comedy skills.
How? If she don't do it?
I can't say that she didn't do it. I think when I met her, she was more focused on teaching comedy. And you okay. I thought, okay.
Wait
a minute, how did you become the Joker?
I picked the Joker. He's in this game.
What?
Boom. There we go.
Not the vagina.
All right.
We mean all right. He just punched me in the vagina. We mean all right.
Hey, anything going in the game. So no, can you finish telling me the story about how your mom came to this revelation to let her daughter do stand-up? Because did she show up to these clubs with you? Did she give you a chaperone? Were you allowed to go by yourself? Like, what was that like? I don't know anything about regular teenage life.
Well, I didn't have.
I spent my teenage years in institutions and shit.
I didn't have a regular teenage life. I was in Los Angeles. I had moved there from Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
I got accepted into Performing
Mm-hmm.
Arts Conservatory, and I studied theater, classically studied theater.
Mm.
My mother,
Yeah.
who is always in something, decided that she wanted to take stand-up
Mm-hmm.
classes, and she did so with Judy Carter. Then, because of the situation with the dogs, she found
Mm-hmm.
another class to take, which she took with Sandy Shore. In the process of that,
Mm-hmm.
my mother did a lot of material about me that I think everybody thought was funny. And there was like, bring your family to class day or something like that. Like, bring somebody that you're doing jokes about to class or something like that. So my mother brought me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and she started doing jokes about me. I started doing jokes about her. And Sandy was like, I think you should do stand up. You should try it. And I was like, they had already offered stand up at my school, and I was had
Mm-hmm.
auditioned for that because my mother told me to, and it all kind of worked together. I mean, there was no reason for there to be a stand up comedy elective, and there was one. There's no reason for my mom to take stand up
Mm-hmm.
classes, and she did. I just feel like I was meant to be in stand up. None of it makes sense. You kicked my fucking head out my back.
Yo, yo, that shit
With
was
the
dope.
spinal cord attached, bro.
Yo.
But every time you get a character, this nigga is the
Yeah.
wildest nigga on earth. First, you got a
Yo.
character that was kicking my vagina out. Now you got a nigga that's kicking the character's head out the back and keeping the spinal cord attached. What is happening?
Yo. Yo,
I
and
even hit rematch.
somehow it's the yo, you want to hit rematch? You want to rematch it? Or you want to choose somebody else?
No, I got to win with this black girl at some point. If
You
I
gotta
go and
win
I
with
win with a
Amina.
white
Don't
woman,
she
I
look
go
like
quit.
Amina?
Huh?
Yo, I said, don't she like Amina a little bit?
She does. She actually looks like one
Yeah.
of my ex's girlfriends,
Oh, okay.
which is, yeah, I know. Which is why I was like, I don't want to play with her, but come on with this
uh,
shit, bro. What am I doing wrong?
so,
Hold on a second.
so, go ahead. So you kind of like seeing her get her ass whooped,
No, not like that. No, 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 no.
like this.
I'm not the,
Uh,
I'm not, I'll say this. Have I been upset about women that have come after me? Sure, but I don't
mm-hmm.
wish them any ill will or any bad. Why would I do that? They don't deserve that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a mature thing. I don't understand that either. I'm like, if you don't got to deal with that person, then why even have a emotion towards that person?
Yeah, I think some people just it becomes a thing where it's like, well, I feel some kind of way about who I am, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, sometimes people feel like, oh, this is just this person saying they found somebody better than me, and you put
Mm-hmm.
yourself in sort of situations that you don't need to put yourself into.
Mm.
It shouldn't be a competition. It doesn't work out for whatever reason. It don't work out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this girl's getting her
You
ass beat though.
and I'm trying to. I never play with him, so I'm like so surprised how good he is. I'm
I
like, yo,
mean,
he got
it's
some
also
cool
because
moves.
I don't remember the moves. I'm not really doing the
Yeah.
best I can with her. I don't even know how she did that shit. Damn.
Yo, it looked amazing though. I was like all in the screen. Look, all I know is Shere Khan really is really quick for a big guy. Like he's big. You feel the controller rattle whenever you take a step forward with him. But he got some killer combos, yo. All right, let's run that back because as long as you want to stay on this black woman thing, I'm gonna keep running these moves. Like, look, I have no problem.
where do I find her moves again? I gotta learn the moves again.
All right, ready?
I
So
had
you
it in
gonna press
my
start?
this is one of those games that once I get the moves, I'm good. Hold on a second. Hold on.
That's why I'm backing up because I remember Street Fighter 10. You were giving me hands.
Yeah,
Street Fighter 11. I mean, not Street Fighter 10. Mortal Kombat 10. Now this is 11, so it's
oh,
a
you know what? I
different
don't think that's what
mechanics.
it is. Also, I haven't. Hold on.
So here's what you do: you press start, you go to move list, And it tells you the basic attacks, it tells you the combo attacks, it tells you the special moves, it tells you the finishers and the abilities. And you just gotta read that and learn what you can with that. The classic Brutality. Oh, what's that? Down.
You really got me watching you get the moves together to say this was smart. That's crazy.
I'm like, which one am I going to try to kill you with? So
I can't wait to see what this one is. You done kicked my vagina out, my damn head through my spine. I don't even know what this gonna be.
Okay. All right, ready?
I want to see what my brutality move is.
Yo, okay, so what you do is you go back to the move list and you go all the way to finishers and then you scroll down.
I
had to get my hit back. I had to get my lick back.
Lick back? You won every single round. What lick back do you think you need to get?
You can sing?
Yes.
Have you ever done musicals?
Yes, but I'm not good at musicals.
At what part? The singing or the dancing?
At the not being obnoxious and overhamming it.
Oh, yeah, you do gotta have an extra amount of cheese. They smile like a musical theater smile is haunting.
Damn!
Yo, I don't even mean to beat this black lady this bad.
Listen, when I get these buttons down, we gonna have a rematch. Don't let me get
I can't wait.
Down.
And I'm letting you try stuff.
I know.
Wait! I fucked up. How about this? Because I think Jackie is fire. We trade I'm gonna be Jackie too. Let me change my character, and then you change your character, and then I'll be Jackie too. Because I want to get her moves down.
So you can learn how to fight me? I'm gonna let you learn how to be the bitch you just beat up. So that when you get back to the other nigga you was, now you really know how to beat bitch. No. None of this sounds like it working to my advantage at all. Not even a little bit.
Rematch it. Not even a little bit.
Not even a drop sound.
When did you know you didn't want to do musical theater? When did you know you didn't have that extra amount of cheese? Because sometimes I feel like you get that extra amount of cheese in comedy. Like, you know.
Musical theater cheese is different. Them niggas is really petty. Them musical theater niggas is always auditioning. Always.
Yo.
Even when they can't wait in a restaurant, they audition.
Yo. They fucking happy birthday is like the Apollo for them. Like a happy birthday at a restaurant.
Oh, that's why a lot of them become work at these certain restaurants where they gotta sing and shit.
Yeah, because then they get that's where they really get the tips and the adulation. The whole, oh my God, bring Stephanie out. We got 5 birthdays.
Right. Yeah. And then they gonna put that on their resume. I worked at Cold Stones and I used to sing the birthday song for $5. It's like if you put money in the tip jar, them niggas is singing. They got a restaurant like that. Like they got a lot of places where you go just to hear these niggas sing.
Yo.
So I guess part of this thing is knowing how to scoop ice cream too.
Yeah, I never been to Cold. I don't think I've ever went to Cold Stone. I'm a Ben and Jerry's dude. Dunkin' Donuts, nigga.
Damn, nigga, you see I'm eating these pistachios. You already beat me.
Oh, no, I didn't see you. My bad. Wait, so did you ever have odd jobs like that where you were singing at restaurants to, like, pay the bills? Like, what jobs did you have while you were going to school and doing stand-up?
I was tipping a lot of different places.
Yo, so you worked at office jobs and stuff? Yeah,
I was an administrative assistant and secretary, receptionist. I worked as a medical assistant. The doctor I worked for was the head of OBGYN. And one of his patients, I'm not going to say who, was a famous comedian. This comedian and his wife came in after hours. And the doctor I worked for told him that I was a comedian and tried to get me an audition right there. I was like, this ain't how this shit works. I don't work like this.
No. So you didn't do it at all? You didn't do a one thing?
They didn't have how, like, inappropriate, what, you know. He's just like, no, I
Yeah.
know him. He's like, my assistant's a stand up and blah blah blah. But he
Yeah.
was a nice doctor. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Get
Shit.
your white devil hands off of me.
Of
Get
me.
your white devil
Get your
hands
white
off
devil hands
me.
off me. Get
Why we
your
didn't
white
turn that into
devil
something?
hands.
We should
Get
have
your
turned that
white
into something.
devil hands. Man, the
Your
lantern.
white
That shit was
devil
great.
hands off of me.
Dude, when the days at the lantern, that shit was great. Remember all that stuff?
Yeah.
Remember all them songs we did in the hallway? That place smelled like pee. That place was terrible.
Yo,
Like,
but man, what I wouldn't give to relive those days,
yeah.
that's why I look at the young kids now and I'm like, enjoy whatever you got going on right now. Like, enjoy it. And don't stress
No.
all that trying to make it and all this other stuff. Because if you don't relish these times that you have now, you're going to look back and go, damn, I really, that's when it was easy. Even because now then we thought it was hard. Now that you move, we go, oh, that's when it was easy. That's when it was very fun and it was
No.
pressure. And now it's like we're talking about work. We're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I hear these new niggas stressing. I want to be like, shut the fuck up. I wanna say it, but I can't because that's not how I was handled. When
Right.
I would come, you know what I mean? When I come to you, because you doing it longer than me, and I would come to you on my woes, and you didn't tell me to shut the fuck up. We would just be in the hallway singing, being obnoxious, but that was your way of being like, nigga, shut it. I don't give a fuck about these problems.
Yeah.
So I try to do the same thing with like Keith, like how Keith and y'all handle me. But man, sitting in that green room with like the newer niggas who all they do is just complain about shit. We go, nigga, everyone is going to get their ass whooped in this business.
Oh yeah.
Everybody going to deal with some sort of rejection, and you just got to toughen up. You gotta laugh that shit off, and you gotta run right back at that bitch head first. You gotta run at that bitch with your guard down. And
what's the problem? This is really the problem.
What's the problem?
Too many young kids have access and interaction with veterans, right? And that's
Absolutely.
something we didn't have, right? You had to be
No, I had that. I think I was the first. I don't want to say I was the first generation of that because I'm pretty sure like Kevin Hart was like that too, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. But like for a comic to scoop you up under their wing, nigga, you had to carry their bags. You had to do so much goofy shit. Now these niggas just be like, "Hi, we're on the same show. Hi." I was doing the show upstairs. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's when I started, you knew your position and you were grateful to be invited to the table.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the time I got invited to the table, I didn't want to sit at the table.
Why?
Because I never wanted to sit at the table. I never wanted somebody to scoop me up and take me under their wing because I knew that what I had to develop was something that was not going to be.
Mute your stuff, Fareed. I can hear all that. Thank you.
I knew what I had to develop was not going to be something that I could get necessarily from a mentor. And I'm saying that because I am a woman and I am a Black woman in this business. And
I am woman. Go ahead, sorry.
While and I'm thankful for people like Patrice, obviously, who was just like, bitch, do you, right? And don't listen to niggas like that. And he was right. And that's what I try to tell kids too. Like, sometimes you're fortunate to run into people who really have your back and can help build you and all those things. We've seen these great relationships work out very well amongst comedians. But sometimes there are people that don't have your best interest at heart that are giving you advice that is going to stall you or hinder, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like, I started to notice that the more experience I got behind the scenes and
Yeah.
seeing how television works and having access to being on shows, I would come back into the stand up space doing stand up and run into guys who felt, number one, that I was worthy of them talking to now because there was some sort of title, right? Some sort of
Mm-hmm.
career that's happening, but at the same time, still trying to tell me what I need to do. And I'm looking at these guys going, you haven't even done any of the things that I've done. So why would I be taking advice from you on how to navigate a world you haven't even participated in?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I am to be honest, there is a lot of sexism in stand up along with racism.
Yeah.
People will always tell you that I am one
No.
of the funniest females. And I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you that I am one of the funniest comedians. Now, there have been people that have been able to co sign that, but for a very long time, people wouldn't give me my comedian. It always had to be I was the funniest female comedian that they knew, or one of the
Yeah.
funniest females. But I can tell you that there's guys that can't follow me on stage. And I'm not talking about new niggas, I'm talking about niggas that's been around.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I'm fighting for that type of respect. And not
Mm.
necessarily
You
fighting
think?
for it doesn't.
But can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure.
Go ahead. Do you think at this point in your career you're fighting for respect? Because the last time I would have outside looking in, I feel like you building your audience, and those two different things. Like building your audience, you don't have time to be a part of with white women or well, not white women, women like use it the patriarchy. I feel like I feel like I don't know. Like I always thought you like I don't think I for some reason I don't think those things affect you. But I guess they
I know
do.
they
But
don't.
I'm looking at you as a person that's I've been there. I was at your Gramercy Theater show. I seen that shit. You fucking had that bitch packed. So to me, I'm like, why are you worried about who can follow you and all that stuff when you're like selling tickets and building a name for
Oh, I'm
yourself so
not.
you can like
I'm
yeah.
not worried about it, and it's not where I
Okay.
am. But whether I'm
Oh.
worried about it or not, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the conversations that are still happening around me.
Yeah.
Right? I
Okay.
don't. I can. I never get into like if people know if you notice me, I could go and you know, I, I don't want to start labeling people, but I could go from doing Skank Fest and turn
Mm-hmm.
around and go do some BET uncut shit, right? I
Yeah.
can go. I
But you
can
did
go do,
BET Uncut. Yam was fucking doing the you was clapping cheeks. What the fuck? Why are you on BET Uncut,
I'm
Yam?
just what I'm saying is we could go there and do Comic View. We can go do Skank
Oh, okay.
Fest. We can go do all comedy. I am in a lot of different spaces where people are like, when I do Skank, they're like, "Oh, why are you doing Skank? They're racist. They're misogynistic." And I'm like, I understand what they represent and I
Mm-hmm.
understand what who follows them. And yes, there is honesty in that there is racism and there is also misogyny with the skanks. However, whenever I do one of their shows or when I go to Skank Fest, I am encountered with people who have a lot of genuine love. I'm not saying that
Mm-hmm.
they're not haters there as well. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
I've had great experiences. Doesn't mean I don't go
Yeah.
there and not have my guard up knowing that somebody could be wild there, of course. But
Yeah.
I to say in the past, I've had great experiences. I've had wonderful people. I have people that walk out on my show all the time when I'm doing Skank.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people walk, I just mentioned, I was like, every time I get on stage, 20 white people walk out. But then I see
Yeah.
20 white people.
Is that true?
Yeah, but it's
Oh, that's
what
funny.
I acknowledged was this time was like I kept saying I was like there they go walking out again because they don't like me. I don't like
Yeah.
my opinions and whatever. But
Yeah.
then I had to acknowledge like soon as those people leave, and not all of them. That's my perception. I don't know what these people are leaving. Maybe they wanted to go see another show. Maybe they already
Yeah.
saw me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever seats are vacant, the people that are standing outside waiting to get in go in and fill in while I'm there.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I try not to look at all the status quo stuff, but it doesn't mean that the status quo stuff is not there. My name is in a lot of conversations. And I can tell you in a lot of those conversations, there are people going, yeah, she's a funny woman. So people just never going to give me my props as a comedian other than saying that I'm one of the funny women. And I, that doesn't interrupt my spirit, it's something that, you know, is still out there that I would like to change just in other people's minds and conversation. It's like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
even as black comics we're limited. You know, we can never be as funny as the white comic, and it's like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you try to, like, when I had that run in with Doug Stanhope and I didn't know who the fuck he was. People were like, "Oh, how do
You
you
had a
not
run in
know
with
who
Doug
Doug
Stanhope?
Stanhope is? Hi, and you're
Yeah.
what?" Yeah, and I can tell you I'm a student of comedy. And I can tell
Yeah.
you I know the greats. And I can tell you
Yeah.
that knowledge of comedy I know. Just because I don't know fucking Doug Stanhope don't mean shit to me. He ain't in my fucking arena and he can go fuck himself. That's what it is. But what I will also tell you is these white niggas don't like when niggas be disrespecting their heroes, right? So now it becomes a fucking problem because who's this fat black bitch trying to act like she don't know who this goofy white nigga is that we all applaud with this cokehead that's his damn wife? So understand, I step on a lot of toes. As a woman, I step on niggas' toes, and as a black person, I'm stepping on black people's toes. But I'm also stepping on white people's toes.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of
I'm doing a
fucking
lot of
toe
stepping,
stepping,
and you
nigga.
know why? Just
You're
because
doing a
I'm
lot
living.
of. I
I'm
hope you
just
got your
because I'm living.
Fitbit. I hope you got your Fitbit on. Yamaneika doing a lot of stepping. Nah, fuck
But
with you.
the
Go ahead.
stepping is because I'm living.
Yeah.
Everything, right? Like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
we all have to grow, we all have to mature. I've
Mm-hmm.
never denied the fact that I am a mouthy person. I know that I've been defending myself since I was young in this business,
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't been easy. When I first,
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention his name, but there's somebody I had a major, actually two guys, one black guy and one white guy, major fights with
Yeah.
them out of
Mm-hmm.
nothing, just because they felt like they could talk crazy to me because I was a young girl.
Yeah.
And to this day, we're cool. I don't bring that shit back up. They was in their ego and whatever
Mm-hmm.
the fuck they had going on. But these dudes, I I'll say it like this because people are like, well, you can't trust people whoever. Yeah, maybe you can't trust people that tore you down at one point. All I know is I
Mm-hmm.
think we all have grown up, and I think we all look, and I think there's a humbling in both of these men by what they said to me and where I am now. And I think it's also a humbling that, not to pat myself in the back, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is to make this example, I'm also not drudging up the past with them.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it is great for me to see my relationship and to see, where it's gone. One guy was a booker, brother, and we
Mm-hmm.
got into it. And everybody kept saying, "Oh, it's
A
you."
black booker? There's a black booker?
There was a black booker. Yes.
When? When the fuck? In New York.
Yes.
New York City. A black booker. What are you talking about? In
But
the
you have to
90s?
remember, there was several, and I'll say Booker because even though there was a white guy that was booking, he was also booking the comics on the show at this club.
Okay.
And he
Mm-hmm.
had that level of power.
Right.
And but also, like, Talent used to do his shows at the Boston Comedy Club all the time. And that was nothing but
Mm.
black people on those shows. And Stan used to
Mm.
book the shows over there. He was a black guy. So yeah, there were
Mm.
black people that were booking. In
Mm.
this more mainstream space, yeah, it was kind of wild.
Yeah.
The way that this accusation had lodged down on me, I didn't like it, and I stood up for
Yeah.
myself. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, it's standing up for yourself, especially if you're not popular, or you can be part of a stereotype of the status quo. People lodge you as the problem, but it doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
to me anymore if you think I'm the problem. I'm always going to stand
Yeah.
up for myself. I think everybody should. So
Yeah.
when things came around for me and this gentleman, I hadn't seen him for years and years and years and years. He was back on the scene. He came to
Mm-hmm.
me in such a humble spirit. I came back to him with the same,
Mm-hmm.
and we just moved forward. And at some point, did
Mm-hmm.
discuss the past, and I got a lot of love for him. I got a lot of love for him, and a lot of love for his Asian ex-wife, so that everybody can understand what's happening there. Okay, since everybody think I'm against interracial marriages, I got a lot of love for her too.
Oh.
Do you know who I'm
Okay.
talking about now?
Yeah. Okay.
So it is a beautiful relationship, and I think he's grown a lot.
Yeah.
And he's
Mm-hmm.
called me to do a couple of shows of his. I'm cool with him.
Mm-hmm.
We can all grow. You know, I don't hate
Yeah.
black men. I promise you, I don't. I have a lot of commentary
Well,
about.
I didn't bring that up.
I'm
I
bringing
don't
that
think
up
you hate
because
black
that's
men.
part of.
I think you have a bad relationship with I don't know what to think. If your childhood had a smell, what would it be?
That's such an interesting question,
It's an
and
interesting question.
it's
Mine, you want me to go first?
yeah. You go
Or to
first. Yeah,
jog memory? It's so were you a gamer when you were young?
I think we all were. Like Nintendo was hot when I was a kid. We played Nintendo all the time and Game Boy.
No, but I'm talking about do you ever go to arcades? Did you go to arcades and shit? So you remember the Ninja Turtles game?
Oh my god, I hated that
And
game.
do you remember it was a
It was
great game. Do you
hard.
remember but do you remember the smell of arcades? Like it smelled like junk food, but also it had like
Stale carpet.
yeah, it had like that weird smell, like something was off, like maybe they're not cleaning, they're just wiping shit down.
Yeah.
That smell. So it's that smell, like that smell to me. Anytime I smell that, I'm like, yo, it reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
That and cigarettes,
Oh, really?
but
Why
like
cigarette?
yeah, that mixed with cigarettes.
Where did the cigarettes come from?
Because a lot of my foster parents smoke cigarettes. Like everyone I'm surprised I don't smoke cigarettes. Growing up in group homes, most of the staff smoke cigarettes. Even some of the kids snuck cigarettes. Then when I started going to regular public schools and stuff, teachers smoked cigarettes. Some of the kids just sneak cigarettes. The homes I were in, some of the parents smoked cigarettes. The social workers I dealt with smoked cigarette smoke was so big in my life. I was always around somebody smoking a cigarette. My
Yeah.
mom even smoked cigarettes for a little bit. I don't think she does now. So, but that smell and the arcade, but that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was like an electrical fire waiting to happen. It was like something. It's a very specific smell. So that was the smell from my childhood.
I think it might have
I'll
been also
bottle
the
that shit, make it a
coins.
cologne.
I think it was the
The coins.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What's your shit now?
My shit was, well, first I want to say, like, you know, you and I have had a lot of ups and downs in our relationship, but what connects
Absolutely.
us is, you know, I always have a special love for you because, you know, I was raised with foster children in and out of our home as well. And the thing that I always, which is a part of really my childhood smell, is like I would remember kids coming home and like being scared until they saw another kid was there, right? You know, like when I would come home from school and they would be more comfortable because it's like, oh, you know, and we would play games and stuff like that. So I have a lot of like appreciation for that. I know that kind of situation, it can be very scary and terrifying. And so I always respect my grandparents for being foster parents, being cool foster parents. It was great, and it helped me too because I grew up an only child. You know, I have half sisters,
And
so
you had temps.
like I had people
You
at
had
my
temps.
house.
Yeah. Wait, so the smell is foster kid? That's the smell? You're like,
Well,
yo,
no, because
foster kid. The
I don't
smell of foster kids remind me of my childhood. What the fuck? What
someone
is that? The smell of pee and fear?
no, it wouldn't
The
be peer
smell
pressure,
of
but people come
pee
into
and
your home,
fear?
people come into your home and your environment with their own scent. So
Okay.
it wouldn't even necessarily be like
Well,
I
mine
wouldn't
was
say
definitely pee and fear.
no, it wouldn't be like I think it would also be like the smells that I would smell in the home where I'm like, oh, my grandmother's making a special dish. There's probably a
Yeah.
kid here. You know what I mean? Like the sort of rituals of making our home comfortable for a
Oh.
would that would hit me as soon as I get in the door, like, oh, my grandmother just made pot pies, chicken pot pies. there might be a kid inside.
Oh, your grandma was a good foster mom.
Oh, and
She
my grandmother and
cooked.
grandfather,
She had
absolutely.
fucking pies
Oh
and a
yeah,
fresh house. Nigga,
yes.
I walk into a foster home, it smell like pit bull fights.
And no,
It smell like a
do
it
you
smell
know
like
they
a
would
kid just got bit in the face by a loose Rottweiler. Fucking it smell like loose back teeth. Get the
no,
fuck out of
they,
here.
they would
What?
give the
Your
kids
grandma
allowances
was
just like we got. They got allowances depending on how long they stay. We had some foster boys that stayed
Yo.
with us for about 4 years because their situation
Yeah.
was horrible. But yeah, when they came to our home, some people would only stay like a night or two before they found, another relative
Mm-hmm.
took them. But the whole goal for my grandparents was to give these children a good experience in the situation that they know they're coming
Yeah.
from a situation that's already scary. Abuse is
Mm-hmm.
rampant with foster children and adoptive children. You have
Yeah.
no idea whose home
Yeah.
you're going into. And a lot of people who are predators like to be in those positions so that they can get children who are
Mm-hmm.
defenseless. So I applaud my
Yeah.
grandparents. That's why I've always wanted to be a foster mother. I wish I could take the time to just stop and do that. But my career doesn't
Yeah.
allow the stability. My grandmother retired from GE at the age of 49. So all she was doing was
Mm.
shopping and taking in foster children. She had the
Damn.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my childhood. And also the I could smell summer coming, you know,
Okay. I know that smell. I know what you're talking about.
at school.
But you
Like
explain it.
it's
Yeah.
it's like something like you can tell like when you get to the end of school and it's coming
Mm-hmm.
around, it's just I don't know if it's everybody kind of like cleaning out their lockers or
Mm-hmm.
this sort of like the school settling back in to where it is when kids are not overrunning it.
Yeah.
And it just was a very specific kind of like it was a freshness, but it was also like I don't know, it made your heart race a little bit because you got excited about like the
Mm-hmm.
summer, but you also were sad because you're leaving behind, what grade you're in and everything is moving really fast.
Yeah.
Um, you know, yeah.
I know that smell. All right. So I gotta end this show with a verdict. I don't think you're public property. You not. Your family tried. They sent you to private schools and shit. You had your trials and tribulations, but they love you. So this is what you don't get. This is what happens when you are public property. You get a
Is that
prize when your family
exactly
don't love you. There's
you
a fucking belt. There's the public property title. And if your family didn't love you, you would get this. But because your family loves you, this will not keep you warm at night. All right? So this is what you missed out on. I
I
get to keep
know
it.
I'm glad I missed out on it. I want to say this though, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. What
Um,
up?
no matter what in family dynamics, there will be ups and downs. So it's not like
Absolutely.
I didn't have tough times or times where
Mm-hmm.
I was uncertain or felt unappreciated or unloved. We're all going to have that. But I'm
Absolutely.
thankful that my family loved me enough and more than enough for me to feel great about them. I love my
Mm-hmm.
grandparents. I love my mother. I love my father. Even with all their idiosyncrasies, I love them and I'm thankful.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have never wanted to be in any other family than the family that I'm in.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this podcast. I'm going to have
Thank
you
you.
back, all right? Tell these people
Please,
where they can find you.
you can find me at Yamaneika. I don't know when this is going to air, but December the 18th, I'm having a Christmas show at the Fat Black Pussycat Lounge 10:30. And if you could
Oh,
come
dope.
and tell a Christmas story, Monroe, that would be great.
I'll pull up the 18th. What time,
Yeah,
though? You said
at
10:30?
10:30. Yeah, I'm going to be hosting
All
it,
right.
do carols in between, and then we're going to joke about different things around the holiday season, Christmas, funny stories, or just
Mm-hmm.
sets about Christmas.
All right. I'll text you and let you know closer to the date if I got any stories. Because I probably got a bunch of stories. But I want to...
Let me
Fat
know.
Black is my favorite place, so I want to kill. All right.
Yeah, mine too. Thank you guys. You guys are so
All
sweet.
right.
I really appreciate you guys.
No
This has
problem.
been
Thank you.
Bye.